What's up, YouTube? It's Pokedog. Thanks so much for coming today. So if you're like me, you like to grade cards, and so I actually have some Celebrations cards that I really wanted to get PSA graded at some point this year. They've been super slow and super backed up, so cost has been crazy. I haven't been like getting, I've been getting cards to them this year. So anyway, when they open back up, I'd like to get some cards to them. We pulled a bunch of like repeat Blastoise, so these are all just Blastoise and Venusaurs. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Blastoise, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the Venusaur. I actually have a couple more of these in the binder, but these ones felt like they were probably the best ones for grading. And what I mean by that is what I'm going to show you today. So I like to pre-grade my cards and just kind of get a good look at them, and so I was going to show you a little bit of my process and what I like to do when I go ahead and do that. So let's just go ahead and dig in here with the Blastoise cards. Oh, by the way, if you're not subscribed and you like this kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like this video and spread it to your friends. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. Once we do that, we're going to be giving some really cool stuff away, like one of these Sun and Moon Elite Trainer box, and a pack of Gengar sleeves, some graded cards. We're going to give away some cool stuff, so make sure to do that. All right, so so this is pretty cool. So what I like to do is obviously look at the card, and so you can see it in here, and there's some different things that you can gather. You can see the centering, you can see the corners to a point, but you really want to take this out of the card saver, and so you don't want to do this a bunch. You really want to just do this one time and then have this ready for grading. So what I like to do is just kind of get a good look at this, and before I do anything else, actually what I'll do is I'll take the tape, and I'm just going to get a little piece of tape. You just grab a little piece of tape, and you're just going to smack that right on the card saver, and this is going to be something that I'm going to use to take notes. So we put that on the card saver, and then we go ahead and grab our Blastoise card. You can actually already see that I've done this one, so we grab our Blastoise card, and we're just gonna, from the bottom, I just like to push it out very gently with my thumb. So push it out of the sleeve, and then you kind of grab it out, and I'm just gonna set the sleeve kind of off to the side. And so what I like to do is just get a really good look at the card. These are fully textured, so it's kind of tricky to tell, but like, see right here, this card actually has a little bit of a ding on the corner, like a really small ding, but like something like that might hold this card back to a 9. The other thing I noticed too is there's a little bit more border on the bottom than on the top, and then there's a little bit more border on the left than to the right. So this isn't perfectly centered. It is probably within parameters left to right, but from top to bottom, it's a little bit thin and thick. So this would definitely be, this is a candidate for a 10. The back centering isn't perfect either. The surface looks really good. But yeah, so not perfect centering on the back. The front is actually a little bit better on the centering. But what we're gonna go ahead and do is just go ahead and put this back in the sleeve and then write some notes on the card saver. That way, when I'm trying to decide which Blastoise to send in, especially if it's going to be really expensive, I just want to make sure that I have good, accurate notes, that I looked at the cards, that I'm sending my best one in. All right, so for this one, I've got my biggest problems with it. So my biggest problems with it are the top and bottom centering. So I'm just going to do this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put also I like to just kind of put a little ding, and then I say upper right. So X. All right, so I did X upper right, so ding upper right, and this is just my own code, but ding on the upper right corner, and then top to bottom. And I always do back centering, I don't worry about too much. I am sending these to PSA, so back centering is a little bit, it's not like a massive priority, but so let's do another Blastoise, and I'll just, kind of show you. So, all right, so this one's already taped, but when we take this out, same thing, kind of grab your thumb and just kind of work it out. You've got, let's see here. This one's also top to bottom. You can see top to bottom centering isn't perfect. This is actually a little bit worse than the other one. But then you've got really nice centering left to right, and then back centering is even worse than the other one. All right, So I have now two of these. And so what I'll do, top to bottom, and I didn't really get a good look at the corners, so let me do that really quick. All right, so let's look at the corners really quick and just make sure corners look okay. Yeah, so the corners look really nice. No problem with the corners on this one. And honestly, the other card on the corner, it could just be like the textures just, you know, overhanging the side of the card. That can definitely happen with fully textured cards. But there you go. So this one is top to bottom, and I'm gonna say top to bottom heavy. So I'll put like a little H next to it. Top to bottom heavy. You could definitely see there's a big difference between the top and bottom. It's not super heavy, but it's definitely heavy. And then out of these two, I like the first one we looked at more to get the 10. So I'll put that one in front, and then I'll just kind of organize these from front to back as we go, and you know, see where we end up. All right, so we'll kind of briefly look at this one too. I'll take this one out of the sleeve. This one looks really nice, top to bottom centering. It's not perfect, but it's really good. And then corners, I'll take a look at the corners. They look really nice. Oh, the other thing you want to look for is print lines, but with Celebrations cards, especially these base set starter ones, they're not really that bad. There's not usually print lines going through them. But yeah, just looking at the back. All right, so the centering on this one, not perfect, but it's better than the other two. So this one is actually going to be the top candidate. And so what I'll say is very light for some notes. And I'm going to say rear. So it's rear centering left to right is the problem with it. So this one has rear centering left to right. Everything else looks really nice on this one. So there you go. So now I have 1, 2, and 3. When I get done with these, I'll have one more. When I get done with these, I'll list them 1 through 4. And the first one I'll send in, and then if the grading tier opens, I'll send the second one in, so on and so forth. So here we go. This one's not perfect either, but the centering is pretty good. Top to bottom is definitely not, yeah, it's not great from top to bottom. Left to right looks really nice. And the back centering looks really good on this one. Surface looks good. Not a lot of corner stuff going on. And like, these Celebrations cards were really well printed. Really, the quality is really nice. So this one's actually a really good candidate. I would probably put this one, gosh, I'd probably put this one at the top. All right, so here we go. We've got now this Blastoise. So this Blastoise, put a little 1 right here. And then I'm going to write on the, just gently, like you don't want to really dig into this, obviously. But top to bottom is the only problem. So now you have all of our Blastoises. So we're going to do 1, and then a little 2, a little 3, and a little 4. All right, so as it looks, these are really good examples too, because obviously we're not looking for print lines and we're not heavy looking for some of the other grades. But so I would say that this one has our best shot at a 10. Okay, and then so on. So 2, 3, and 4, right? So those are the Blastoise. All right, and we'll do the same thing with Venusaur. And this is maybe a little bit overly simplistic. These cards are obviously in really good condition. And when you look at like vintage cards, it can be even trickier. But I'm not doing a lot of vintage cards right now because PSA has been closed, and a lot of vintage cards just have, you know, they have wear on them. So, all right, I can already see this is thicker on the left side and thicker on the bottom. So centering problems on both portions. And there's a little whitening at the bottom left. You see that? A little whitening, little white speck bottom left. So bottom left on the rear, which is going to be bottom right, little white speck. And so this would definitely slot into the 3rd position. And what we do with this is go ahead and put this on there, and then we would go ahead and write boom, and that's going to be bottom right, and then this has actually got centering issues on right, left, and back. So that's that. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know what you guys do, what your process is, what you like to do when you're sending your cards in for grading. I'm always interested to see what everyone's techniques are. Everyone has kind of different techniques. Oftentimes I'm doing this off camera, of course, but I just like to have an idea of the grade I'm gonna get before. Oh yeah, so you can see a little whitening there. That whitening there. I like to get a little bit of an idea of what kind of card, you know, what kind of grade we're gonna get. That's a bummer because that was a perfectly centered one, but a little bit of whitening. That's not the card you want to send in. At least not if you're trying to get a 10. So a little bit of whitening sometimes they will take, and for this one we'll definitely try to grade it because I think it could swing a 10. Centering is really good, and we've just got one little ding, and that was on the bottom left. So bottom left. You can see how I did that. Ding, bottom left. Cool. And as for how these are gonna go, I have better luck with PSA with centering than I do dings, right? So with PSA, the dings are definitely gonna go in the back. So 1, we got 2, got 3, got 4, and we got 5. So our first Venusaur candidate is right here. So this is the one that we want to send in. That's our one that we think we can get the best grade on. So that's the one we'll send in. And then, you know, this is just gonna go down the line 1 through 5. And so certainly, like if grading becomes cheaper, we can send them all in. We will. But the reality is, right now we've got to decide. We got to pick and choose. So that's how it goes. Thanks so much for watching this. Thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, and if you want to watch some more Pokemon card stuff, there should be something on the screen right now. We'll see you on the next one.